It's a black box. No one will ever know what's inside either of those. But we'll fly anyway because we are test pilots? Let's go with test pilots. Yeah. Hello everybody, welcome aboard. I'm DerTebbers. This is your Flight Simulator X plane spotlight, the Beech T-34 Mentor. We are in Whitney Field, Florida. We have some flaps. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Wow. Okay, let's power up our Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6A 25 turboprop. 715 shaft horsepower, derated to 400 shaft horsepower. And we're in the air! In our Beechcraft T-34 Mentor, the propeller-driven single-engine military trainer aircraft derived from the Beech Model 35 Bonanza. The earlier version of the T-34, dating from around the 1940s to the 50s, were piston engine. They were eventually upgraded to the T-34C Turbo Mentor, powered by a turboprop. This one kind of sounds like it's piston, but I don't think so. I think it would be turbopropped. The T-34 remains in service more than 6 decades after it was first designed. 3 initial design concepts were developed for the Model 45, including one with Bonanza signature V-tail. But the final design emerged with the more conservative, conventional tail, let's call it that way, because the military was more conservative. The fuselage, the Bonanza fuselage with 4 passenger cabins, was replaced with a narrower fuselage incorporating 2-seat tandem cockpit and bubble canopy, which provided greater visibility for the trainee pilot and flight instructor. Kind of important. Production did not begin until 1953 when Beechcraft began delivering T-34As to the Air Force and similar B-45s for export. Production of the T-34B for the Navy began in 1955. This version featured a number of changes that was required because of the difference between the forces. The B only had differential brakes for steering instead of a nose wheel steering, additional wing dihedral, and to cater for the different heights of the pilots, adjustable rudder pedals instead of the movable seats in the T-34A. In 1955, Beechcraft developed a jet engine derivative in hopes of winning a contract from the United States military. The Model 73 Jet Mentor shared many components with the piston engine aircraft. Major visual differences were the redesigned cockpit, which was relocated further forward in the fuselage, and the air intakes for the jet engines in the wing roots, supplying air to a single jet engine in the rear of the fuselage. The 73 was not put into production, and the sole prototype is now on display at the Kansas Aviation Museum. The Turbo Mentor, powered by the Pratt & Whitney PT6A, is developed in the 73 for the United States Navy. However, the A model remained as the primary trainer of the Air Force until the introduction of the Cessna T-37 Tweet jet trainer in the late 1950s, replacing both the T-34A and the T-28A. As the United States replaced the last of the T-34As at the beginning of the 1960s, those A's not allocated to Air Force Aero Clubs or marked for foreign military sales or transfers were turned over to the United States Air Force Auxiliary Civil Air Patrol to use as search aircraft. The Navy kept theirs at Soldier Field, Florida until the mid-70s, and as a Navy Recruitment Command aircraft until the early 90s. Others continue to remain under Navy control as part of flying clubs at naval air stations and Marine Corps fields. Now, the T-34 is no longer used as a primary training aircraft for the Navy, Marine Corps, U.S. Coast Guard, or Yeah, or NATO or anything else. It has been replaced by the T-6 Texan II. Now, several T-34s remain in service at NAX Patuxent River, Maryland, and is an aerial spotter aircraft with the FA-18 Fleet Replacement Squadron and Strike Fighter Weapons and Tactics School at NAS Oceana, Virginia, NAS Lemoore, California, and MCAS Miramar, California, and the Naval Strike and Air Warfare Center at NAS Fallon, Nevada. Whoa. Oh, I've just stalled my plane. Hold on. Woo. The network speed of this aircraft was 518 kilometers an hour, 322 miles an hour. She had a range of, what was that, 1,311 kilometers. That's 814 miles at 333 kilometers an hour, or 207 miles an hour at 20,000 feet, 6,100 meters. She does actually have 4 hard points with a capacity for 600 pounds on the inner, 300 pounds on the outer. This is pretty nice, I guess. Now, this aircraft service with Civil Air Patrol was limited. I know this because I was in Civil Air Patrol, because being a search aircraft, the wings get in the way. When you gotta observe down, where you gotta, yeah, the wings are in the way. You reduce your sighting lines because of your wings. That's why most Civil Air Patrol groups run with high wing Cessnas. It's easier to see what you're looking for, or trying to look for. Woo! All right, inside our plane, I don't know. I can't say I'm majorly happy about it, but I'm also not majorly totally disappointed. Do I have the air? Oh, haha! Air brakes puts a man in the back seat. That's awesome. The air brakes puts a man in the back seat. That's amazing. Okay, let's try to land this plane. I don't know, somewhere. There's a good spot. So we got the black boxes. That's just me straight installing. I could fix that. I just, yeah, didn't bother. Come on, baby, we can land you. Or not. Oops. Well, I mean, we didn't crash completely. Sorry. We didn't die. We're going to count that as a win. We can walk away. Woo! Yeah, any landing you can walk away from, right? Oh my goodness. Let's check our gauges. Shift 1. We've got basic gauges still. That's not bad. Landing lights, we could use those. Probably not. 2, there's our radios. That's what those are. 3, GPS. There's our throttles. Autopilot. And that's it. Well, I don't know what to say. I did crash it, sort of. I'd say the plane isn't great because of the interior, but the plane is decent. The link is in the description as always. I've been DerTebbers. This has been your Flight Simulator Explained Spotlight. The Beech T-34 Mentor. I can walk away from this, so yeah, I'm calling it good. I'm calling it good. Someone call a fire truck. Maybe a medic.